So my name is Jennie Malafarina, and I am the owner of Virago Marketing, which is a marketing agency that solely serves the trucking and logistics space. I've recently found like this entrepreneur spirit. I don't know where it came from, but started a couple other companies that we'll talk about on here. But I've got Cami Emotion, Freight Movement, and I'm working on Ask Us Me as well as 88 Express. So very very like aligned kind of businesses with Virago. Like they're aligned, they complement each other, they support one another. But it's kind of like, thinking ahead in terms of how marketing is evolving and how you stay fresh. So on my journey to get here, you know, I I went to a private Catholic high school, and my parents were like, "You're going to be going to the local college. You're not going off to college. We're still paying on high school." And I was like, "Okay." So I went to Cleveland State University, and then I was like, I'm bored." So then I went and studied abroad in Australia. I
Mhm.
was over there for about 6 months, and I came back, and I was bored again, and I joined the military, and then military, got married, had kids, came back, finished my degree, and then kind of a whirlwind of getting pulled into the trucking and logistics space. And then like once you're in, you never leave, you just kind of shuffle around. So I've been doing that for the last 10 years.
Wow, that's actually inspiring. The way you have managed so many ventures and at the same time you've been handling your personal life so beautifully is really something we are going to be learning a lot from. And talking about so many ventures, like what mindset or decision making framework did you think of when you were launching so many amazing things?
I think so. We've seen these evolutions in these periods of time in terms of marketing, and it's like
Mhm.
you had like print, right? Like things were very traditional. You went to the show, you had print, you had your publication, magazine, people were going to the office, the magazine was out at the front desk, right? And then that kind of evolved, and you saw things go more digital, and you saw the uptick in social media and social media advertising. And so you've seen this evolution, and then it kind of rolled into content. Now you're doing these guides and these blogs, and you're optimizing for search engines, and it's all about content. But recently, with this influx of AI, like things are changing. Like AI is very sophisticated. It could do things much quicker, much better. So you really got to look at what AI can do and then what humans can do. And so humans really need to focus on the orchestration as well as building relationships and things like PR, things that AI can't do, and let AI do what it does, because you really just you can't compete there.
True, that is so true. And talking about the amazing work you are doing, I personally feel that marketing, especially in logistics and supply chain, is quite underappreciated as compared to operation side of it. So, what have you learned about the role of storytelling in driving the growth in such a technical industry as ours?
Well, I think the storytelling is what's super, super important, right? Like a lot of the founders of tech companies came from the industry. They were drivers, they were dispatch managers, they were operations leaders, right? And they saw this like need. They were like, there's a gap here, and I'm going to create a solution for it. And I think telling that story is so important because it's a very saturated market, right? There's numerous TMSs, there's numerous 3PLs, there's numerous brokerages. Why do you choose to work with one over the other? Until you know the product, all you
Yeah.
have to go on is the story. So you have to tell your story. You have to get out there and help people connect with you and your brand to understand why you built what you have and how you're solving problems.
Wow, that is actually very awesome. And I really loved how you explained it to us. And you have described yourself as a visionary with a growth mindset. So, can you share a moment with us when this mindset helped you turn challenges into opportunities for your career?
Sure. So I look at challenges as like goals. I don't think that challenges should be walls. It's more of a like, okay, this is a challenge, this is an obstacle. How do I get over it? So, seeing this influx of AI and stuff like that, I was like, all right, I can't compete at this level, but what I can do is create AI that is going to drive evolution, drive change, drive improvement, things like that. So that's kind of where Cami came in. I started learning how to use N8N and Make. I saw it on like a TikTok. I was like, what is this? I can do it. And I
Yes,
started seeing like the light at the end of the tunnel where I'm like, this is really cool. I wonder what you can do with this. So I ended up like mapping out my business, and I took that and I was like, okay, how can I automate this? And then I went into N8N and I'd be like, I need to use these tools. I needed to do this using AI, learning how to do JSON. I was like doing these really cool things and taking these like classes to learn how to do these things. And I was like, this is really cool. And so I mapped out my business, started looking at where I could build automations, and I started doing that. But then I was like, how do I do this at scale? Because I want to do this for my clients. And that's where Cami came from. So when we do strategy and key messaging and all these things like GPTs, LLMs, they could do these things. What's unique about Cami is she's going to have a RAG system, which means she has this memory. So you could teach her all these things about your product, about your brand, about your go-to-market strategy, who you're going after. So it has all this information, and then it can then act on it. And so it can help you execute campaigns. And then after the execution, it can, because it's AI and agentic, it can actually analyze it and be like, hey, this is where you're seeing success. This is where you're not. This is how you should pivot. And there's just really nothing on the market that can do that. So when I saw like all these possibilities, I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. So
definitely.
yeah, so all these changes are happening not just in my industry, but the marketing at large with AI, and it's like you either embrace it or you fall behind. So I've kind of been embracing it and saying like, this is a huge opportunity. So yeah,
Definitely. I actually love the idea. So for me as well, like I've started talking to GPT like I would talk to my counselor or something, like talking about my career, going like, I'm confused here. I don't know how to do this. I want to do this, but I don't know the pathway. And the way AI remembers and gives the most practical and appropriate solutions is really commendable. And I feel Cami has to be a very, very huge success in the long run because it's going to help understand the aspects of the way how we want to put it forward. Because I feel like humans are definitely the best, but sometimes there also does come a personal effect to it, which can be positive and negative. But the
yeah,
AI is going to be just understanding what you are going to present without having a personal sense of judgment to the whole thing which is being presented. And
yeah.
congratulations, it's actually a very innovative and an amazing aspect that you have just spoke about. I actually did not think that such an amazing thing could actually be built. So wow,
Yeah,
kudos on that one.
I was floored too. I was like, I had a company, I was reaching out for quotes, and the company responded and they were like, this is really cool. We want to partner
Yeah.
with you on this. And so they've partnered with me on this, and we're building it. And I just had a meeting this morning and we're looking at, some of that output and stuff, and looking at the roadmap, and it's so cool to see it all coming together, and I'm so excited. By the way, we're launching a beta lottery, so it's at getcami.com. Anybody can sign up to be part of the lottery. Only
Wow.
100 will get it. Only 100 will get it. So you can sign up yourself.
I'm gonna sign up for it for sure. And it sounds like an amazing offer. Like getting to be one of those first people who can experiment with it and understand it's such a amazing and cool opportunity for sure.
Yeah.
Love the idea, like actually love the idea. And firstly, it's a very bold step. So I personally feel like I have been told that by many amazing women like you that doing this as well, the podcast, it takes a lot of courage. And most of the people out there, especially women, they feel that sense of imposter syndrome because it's said to be a male dominated space. So how did you being so amazing and launching so many ventures overcome that feeling of self-doubt, especially early in your journey?
Yeah. So a lot of people, not just women, have, imposter syndrome, don't feel like they belong. I actually had a moment where I was like, I'm not a CEO. And I'll be honest, I signed up for Tony Robbins. I have a piece of wood back here. I'll grab it really quick. And so this is my piece of wood. It says,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know
Uh-huh.
how. So when I became a CEO and I had this like, I don't know how to be a CEO, like this is like, I don't know. Um, I did a Tony Robbins thing probably my second year of owning the business. And so you put that limiting belief on the
Uh-huh.
board. And then on the back, I wrote what the opposite is, which I'm confident, I'm a badass bitch, and I can do anything. So
Wow.
yeah. And then I broke the board. I broke the board. Um, so
That's
that was a
so
huge
good.
breakthrough for me, but I did have a limiting belief that like I wasn't a CEO. I didn't know how to do it or, whatever. And so, talking to a business coach, doing the Tony Robbins program, I was already a CEO for 2 years at this point, right? It's like, how do you not think you're a CEO? And I was like,
True.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. And they're like, but you're doing it. I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh. So for me, I think like, mentorship and business coaches and stuff like that, and like talking to other women who are kind of breaking that ceiling, they've been there, they've done it, and they can empower you to do the same.
Definitely. And Jenny, you are definitely inspiring many, many women and girls out there like me by being such a source of motivation for all of us. The way you are moving ahead in your journey, coming up with innovative ideas and taking the risk is definitely something we all are learning from. And at Virago Marketing, you scale strategies that produce measurable ROI for supply chain tech companies. So, what's
Yep.
one underrated marketing tactic you think most logistic firms should embrace?
So talked about this evolution, right? Talked about
Uh-huh.
this content. Every company has turned into a content production house, right? Like they're like, we got 6 blogs a week going. We've got guides, we've got social, we've got all, and it's content, 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 content. And what that does is creates a lot of noise. Now, I'm not saying there's not a place for content. You need to have content, but people want to connect with people. Not some amazing secret, but that's why I started Freight Movement, right? So Marketing 101 would say meet your prospect where they're at. So we set up these local geographic industry events in their backyard. It's so easy. We've removed
Wow.
all the walls. Everybody in the industry is invited. Why? Because when you invite the industry at large, there's value for everyone. It's not come to this sales event where this team has 10 salespeople waiting to like pester the shit out of you all night. It's more like come just meet, connect, build relationships. And it's been so awesome. And so we've done, I think, about 10 events across the country this year. And it's just been so cool to pop into these places,
Mhm.
you know, see these different locations, experience these hometowns with these people, and see the turnout. Like it's been really great turnout, and we've had such good feedback. And it's not one of those like renowned things. Like it's not like groundbreaking, but it's just creating the opportunity to have a conversation. And showing up in person, people crave that human connection. And
Definitely.
um, you got to do it. Companies got to do it. People got to do it. They want to work with people that they know, that they like, that others know and like. And there's no better way of demonstrating that than showing up in person and being you.
Definitely. And that actually sounds like an amazing, amazing hack because it is so realistic and so simple that somehow we've just ignored that. We forgot that it can be this simple as well to make life easier. And you are an amazing source of such communities. Like I'm aware that you have been part of communities which bring leaders together, especially women leaders together. And so, how has that peer mentorship or community building shaped your career path?
So I joined Chief, and I'm gonna be brutally honest, it was very expensive.
Uh-huh.
However, it was a game changer for me. I met with other women who had marketing agencies, and I asked them, like, how are you doing this? Like, how are you a CEO? How are you running this? Where are you getting leads? How are you producing content? How are you running your team? What's your culture? Like, I threw all the questions at them. And they were all very open. And I learned all you had to do was ask. And like in a community like that, if you ask, those
Yeah.
women want to be part of those conversations, right? So they were very open to meeting with me and sharing some insight. It was, in fact, one of those ladies that told me about Tony Robbins, which was a complete game changer for me and my whole mindset.
That's actually so awesome and inspiring. Like, even when I speak to women like you, like, I get so inspired. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's doing so awesome. And I feel like even if after I stop recording and I ask you, like, how should I fix my podcast more? I'm sure you're gonna give me such amazing tips and tricks that it's gonna help me figure out things better.
Yeah, I
And that's
just think
actually the beauty of it. Yeah.
asking other women, asking men. It doesn't even matter.
True,
People are
yeah.
people, so don't be scared of titles.
Yeah.
People are people. Just talk to them. Ask them, how did you get here? Where are you seeing success? What are you doing? Like, don't be afraid of that. Most people will be probably like amazed
Yeah.
that you asked it, and they'd be more than happy to answer it.
Definitely. And I feel that most of the my personal experience says that the more successful the person is, the more willing they are to provide their insights and help people who are asking for the help. Like, if I am talking about you itself, like, had I just thought that, oh my gosh, she owns so many ventures, she's so successful, why would she help? I don't think we would have had this conversation. But the fact that one question and you're just out there trying to help me get better with the whole idea, get more success is the live
Yeah.
proof of people are out there waiting to help.
I want to see others be successful. Like, it's really cool to like talk to people
Yeah.
when they're young and figuring things out, and then watch them grow and transition into roles. And I had a couple of those where I'm just like, I'm so proud to just be part of that story, even as a friend or someone
Yeah.
to watch. And anytime somebody, you need a reference or you're looking for a job, like I put myself out there all the time. Like, um I've had friends like, "Hey, I have somebody so and so looking for a job." And it's like, "Well, do I know of anything?" And I reach out to them. I'm like, "Hey, do you want to come on the podcast and talk about it? Then you'll have some content to put out there." Like, I just think, serving others is my purpose. Like, and I think everybody should feel a sense of, service. Like, why do you not want to help others? Do you not feel good helping others?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that feels so good when you're like, oh my God, I have something to help you out. That feeling of I'm able to just give my little contribution to making someone happier or
Yeah.
reducing their stress load helps so much. Like,
Well,
number of
one
amazing.
guy got a job, and I was like, I mean, I was so warm inside knowing that I helped him get a job and his kids were gonna like have food on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely.
I didn't like promote that or anything, and I don't do things for the promotion, but I do love that feeling, like that euphoric feeling of just helping people. And so I feel like others have to too.
And Jenny, we do need many people around like you who are willing to help everyone because at least this age where I am, like the 20s, they're so stress filled because we are just so lost. And when even someone just says that, okay, don't worry, you have my back, it means the world to most of us. And
Yeah.
definitely. Like the last time we spoke itself on the intro call, you just introduced me to some amazing ideas itself. And I was like, oh my God, she's so cool. And it definitely helps. It stays with us. After that little help also comes into picture.
But you're an ambitious woman too. Like you're like, I'm gonna go into supply chain, and you've seen this, like, there's not a lot of women here, and how do we highlight who they are and what they're doing, and
Yeah.
and help younger women who are considering going into this industry, invite them in and show them there are women here doing really awesome things. So I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. And talking about young women like me, what is that one amazing piece of advice you would want us to remember so that we can have an amazing career just the way you are having one?
Um, I think when you feel down or out, you don't know what to do, you don't know if you belong, you got the imposter syndrome, you need to see obstacles and challenges as opportunities. So I know it's like a mindset shift. It's easier said than done, but like if it's like I don't feel like I'm getting a seat at the table because I'm a woman, prove your value, right? Make them want to invite you to the table. And that means being really good at what you do. Not because you're a woman, but like because you know your shit. Like you're
True.
better because you're better, right? So you earn that seat at the table. That's your challenge. If they're not giving you a seat at the table, you earn your seat at the table. Um, and if like you're, going out there applying to jobs and stuff like that, if you're getting doors closed, 10x your activity. Like, right? Like activity leads to results. So 10x, go harder. Like push yourself, go harder, do more, prove it. Because you've got the capabilities, you've got the mindset. If you're already out there doing the things, just drive yourself. Have a very strong, devoted mindset that you can do it and see those obstacles and challenges as opportunities.
Definitely. And coming from someone who has actually been there and done that, we definitely should take this advice as the most important piece of advice for us because you have been in our position and you have been proving us everyone around us that you can do it and you have beautifully succeeded in that. So thank you for being our source of inspiration today and providing us such amazing insights and introducing us to the amazing venture of yours, Kemi. I really am already a fan of it and I'm going to sign up for it.
I'm a
And
fan too. I can't wait to have it.
yeah, quite literally. I think the first header caption for our episode will be that. Like, people, you need to know this because it is such an
Thank you.
amazing idea.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Jenny. It was a great learning session, and I'm sure each and every person listening to this is going to be super inspired by you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. And if anybody wants to chat, Jennie
Feel
Malafarina.
free. Jenny is there for us. Thank you, Jenny.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yay.
I know.